Thank you so much, and good morning. So all this week, you have heard from entrepreneurs and early-stage companies, corporations, and foundations. Now it's time to hear from what we are affectionately calling the Grassroots Doers of Detroit. So this year, with the support of the Skillman Foundation, the W.K. Kellogg Foundation, the Knight Foundation, and the Kresge Foundation, thank you to our foundation partners for this, the Detroit Homecoming team sought to highlight individuals and small organizations with hyper-focused missions in the city. So these are the people who are dedicated to improving Detroit, but are probably right now, until now, maybe operating mostly under the radar. Through a summer-long nomination and selection process, we found exactly what we were looking for, and I'm going to tell you just a little bit about these three, and then they will tell you the rest of the story themselves. So first up, we are going to hear from our homecoming hero, Chanel Scott Contreras. Chanel is executive director of an organization called Prosperous Detroit. It's a business development and micro-lending initiative for entrepreneurs of color. Chanel is a former small business owner herself and is driven by a deep commitment to increase economic equity in the city. Next, we'll hear from Mohammed Muntakeem. Mohammed is a 2021 Cass Tech graduate. Save the applause for him. I am not a Cass Tech graduate, but save it for that. And in fact, he probably won't tell you this. He was a valedictorian of Cass Tech his year. You can cheer for that now. He is currently studying public health at Wayne State University, and he is the founder of the Detroit Muslim Youth Council. And this was, it's a great story that he'll tell. It was built from his grassroots advocacy efforts while he was a Detroit Public Schools Community District student. So finally, you'll hear from our homecoming hero, Rakisha Odom. Rakisha has been called the Queen of Community Engagement and Outreach for her organization, which is Brilliant Detroit. Brilliant Detroit is a network of neighborhood hubs for young children and their families in the city, and she will tell you all about her work with that organization. So in your program, you will find links to the crowdfunding pages of our three homecoming heroes on Patronicity, and I'm excited to announce that the first $3,000 raised by each of them will be generously matched with money from our foundation partners. So I'm excited to turn this over to them, and please take a listen, and if you are so inspired, please give back. So without further ado, here come our three inaugural homecoming heroes.
Please welcome Chanel Scott Contreras.
Good morning, everyone. Hi, I'm Chanel Scott Contreras, Executive Director of Prosperous Detroit, and I'm excited to tell you about how Prosperous supports and partners with small business owners and emerging entrepreneurs to build businesses, jobs, generational wealth, and more vibrant neighborhoods for all of us. See, Prosperous was launched 10 years ago after a nationwide search for solutions that build economic opportunity in low-income, under-resourced, under-invested neighborhoods. This has been our focus because we know that talent exists in every community, but unfortunately, adequate opportunities do not. In Detroit, like many other lower-income communities, entrepreneurs face an array of challenges to small business success. And with the goal of supporting business development led by both legacy Detroiters and immigrants to Detroit, we know that we cannot ignore this local context. Our family, our friends, our neighbors are living and also building businesses, building a future in a context of lower income, low wealth, lack of credit, even barriers to essential supports like childcare, transportation, and to technology. Despite these challenges, we know that entrepreneurs are all around us, especially here in Detroit, and they always have been. And their businesses play an important role in making our community more resilient. Not only do they offer important goods and services, they also shape our culture, our public safety, our local economies, and the overall well-being of our neighborhoods and our neighbors. So this is why it's urgent that we invest in these leaders and ensure that they have the resources they need. But we can't do that if we don't pay attention to that context that I mentioned. And this is where Prosperous Detroit comes in. Our model offers comprehensive or wraparound support to ensure that entrepreneurs have access to the resources and support that they need to navigate the opportunities and challenges that they're facing in real time. And that's whether they're starting with a seed of an idea or working in a brick and mortar reality. Our core programs include business and action planning through our training program. We offer one-to-one coaching in both business and personal finance. We also offer business service projects by professional subject matter experts. And we provide access to affordable capital through our relationship-driven lending model. And we're seeing results. I'm so excited to share that in 10 years, we've worked with over 1,300 business owners and supported the launch or expansion of over 400 businesses. We've helped businesses with nearly $2 million in professional services and assistance, and we've lent nearly $3.4 million in microloans to 140 different small businesses across our city. And we're dispelling the myth that investing in Detroiters and the businesses they begin is a risky endeavor. 89% of the businesses that we've lent to remain in business after 5 years. That's in contrast to the SBA's statistic that half of businesses fail in that same time. And 98% of the capital we've lent has been repaid. That has led to Prosperous being able to re-lend that same capital 2.5 times over, further leveraging those resources to build stronger communities and businesses in our community. But who better to explain the impact of Prosperous than one of our entrepreneurs? Please check out this quick video from Carmen Montgomery, owner of Carmen's Community Mini Market.
This is our clubhouse. This is the neighborhood clubhouse. Everybody's welcome. Everybody that comes in, they come in and they purchase something and they watch the game for a minute, or they watch a TV show with us for a while. You know, this is home base. This is some place where we can call a meeting place.
That's nonstop love, every day, all day. And you know I'm loved the most, because they love Carmen, you know what I'm saying? You can ask him. When I'm not even here, I swear, they always like, where Carmen at? Where Carmen at? Or they'll call my phone, when you come back to the store? When you come back to the store? So, you know, I ain't trying to brag on that, but I get all the love.
We got ribs. We got burgers, monster burgers, or we got regular burgers. We got hot wings, fried chicken. We got corned beef. The corned beefs are, as they say in the hood, off the hook. But we also have a signature sausage that you can get anything on. It comes with chili. You want corned beef on it, I'll throw corned beef on it. If you want ground beef on it, I'll add that to it too. What do you think about how good they taste?
It tastes like a letter from home, from mom.
Yeah,
that's right.
I was born and raised over here, and most of my family was too. As a matter of fact, when they did come to the neighborhood in the 40s, this was the street that they came to. I always feel the self-worth here. You know, it's always, I'm always home here. I guess it's a full circle for me at this point, you know, to be somewhere where I grew up at and be able to be a resource here, to be able to be a servant here.
Thank you so much. And sorry to interrupt the video. We don't have enough time to see the whole thing, but I definitely encourage you to go to prosperousdetroit.org, check out our social media. You'll find so many stories. And that's the thing. Carmen and her business partner are amazing, but we know hundreds of Carmens, and we know that there's thousands more that we can reach. So we're asking you to graciously support Detroit's entrepreneurs by supporting Prosperous. We'll ensure that every donation will go directly to services or capital that they'll use to continue to make Detroit a great city. Thank you so much for having me.
Please welcome Mohammed Muntakeem.
Assalamu alaikum, or in other words, may peace be upon you. My name is Mohammed Muntakeem. I'm the founder and the director of Detroit's Muslim Youth Council. Before I begin to speak a little bit about our work, I want to share a little bit about myself, firstly. My parents immigrated from a country called Bangladesh, and they chose to bet on a city called Detroit during one of the worst municipal crises in American history. And they chose to be here to raise their families. And I am a product of Detroit Public Schools, went to Davison Elementary Middle School right off the Davison Highway, and then a recent graduate of Cass Technical High School, class of 2021. Thank you. And I'm currently at Wayne State University, second year pursuing public health with the hopes of becoming a physician later on. During my time in high school, I got involved with 482 Forward, an education justice organization focused on improving the educational landscape in the city of Detroit, as well as the Skillman Foundation, focused on providing access and resources to Detroit youth all over the city. As I share a little bit about our work with Detroit's Muslim Youth Council, I'd like to share a little bit about the past, the background of where we come from, present, where we are now, and share a little bit about our future, where we want to get a bit of all of your support. We hope you can support our work. So to begin, initially this started off as a campaign to pursue Detroit Public Schools off for the Eid holidays. So it started as a conversation among students at Cass Tech when our finals coincided with the Muslim holidays. And as we transitioned, we built it into a campaign where it consisted of community town halls and community events that later launched into a successful campaign. After organizing for about 3 years, Detroit Public Schools Community District observed the Eid holidays on the school calendar for the very first time in 2022. Thank you. And our work was showcased all over the city and the nation, and inspired many other cities in this state and also across the nation to take action. A lot of the suburban districts, such as Troy, Warren, Bloomfield, also took action, taking inspiration from us, as well as a couple cities in Texas and Maryland. So our goal was, since this was a very successful campaign, how can we keep this rolling in the Muslim community? How can we engage young people to build a better city in the city of Detroit? From that, we launched the Detroit's Muslim Youth Council at the end of last year. And our goal is to bring together a coalition of young Muslim students across the city to build a more inclusive and equitable city through education, advocacy, and service. So currently we're running our pilot program, had about 7 youth members, and they focused on leadership building and how we can develop and to learn the realms of organizing and give back to our community. This is the present now. I shared a bit about our past, how we came here. This is what it looks like now. And this is where we want to get to. Our future plans is to expand this, grow it more to where we have students all over Detroit can come in, learn more about their city, the work we're doing, and how they can be invested in this. So a lot of it is educating our communities about our faith and our goals and how that transpires into the real world, and then advocating for the communities that we represent, and then leading with service, direct service back into the communities, understanding the resources we need and investing in that. And I'm happy to say our entire org is youth-led. So I'm 19 years old directing the org, and between me and other college students and high school students, this is all youth-led, and we've been fortunate to have the support of so many community members and so many community orgs across the city. So I'd personally like to thank a lot of the community initiatives that are supporting us. And part of it is we've already raised $23,000 for our budget for the next year. And today we're asking for your support to fulfill the rest of the amount. So we're all nearly 77% completed with our budget. We have an extra $7,000 remaining. We hope you all will contribute. With that being said, I'd like to thank our sponsor, our fiscal sponsor, 482 Forward, for their commitment to the Detroit Muslim Youth Council and the dedication to the Detroit educational landscape, and then also the Skillman Foundation for providing platforms to individuals like me and so many other organizations across the city. And lastly, I'd also like to thank Detroit Homecoming for providing this platform and investing in grassroots organization like myself and so many other individuals. And then also to you all, thank you for your contributions. We hope you'll support our cause. And welcome back to the greatest city in America. Welcome home. Thank you.
Please welcome Rakisha Odom.
Hello, everyone. My name is Rakisha Odom. Thank you so much for this honor. Thank you so much for having us today. In Detroit, 60% of young children live in poverty. That's nearly 3 times the national rate. As a result, they are unlikely to be ready for kindergarten or reading at grade level, which is key to lifelong success. My name is Rakisha Odom, and I was one of those kids who grew up in poverty. But I had so many people, places, and resources to help me grow. Unfortunately, those same opportunities were not available for my children. I struggled to find quality programs, resources, and activities and support. So I know firsthand why this matters to Detroiters and communities. Brilliant Detroit was born out of the idea that every neighborhood should be connected to a coordinated network of resources, programs, and care, and that families should play a key role in determining what this should look like. As a result, our model works in ways that others may not. Here's how we do it. First, we are invited into a neighborhood where we repurpose an abandoned house into an early childhood hub, which becomes a symbol of hope. Then we work with caregivers and their children from belly to age 8 on their chosen paths through evidence-based programming in education, health, and family support. We also foster deep connections with each other and communities through ongoing advisory input, support efforts, and listening. All of this in the middle of a neighborhood. But the most important things our families find when they come to a Brilliant Detroit hub is each other. I describe this as organizations provide programs and services, and community is there for each other. Brilliant Detroit is both. It all starts when a staff who is hired from the community asks a new member, if you could wish upon a star, what would you want for your family? A family feels seen and heard, and together they can participate in what they need, like GED programs, prenatal workshops, language development, tutoring, and nutrition. All in one place, both individually and together. Time and time again, this builds leadership in the caregiver and kids. As they own their own path forward, that family can thrive. This is why we have grown to serve more than 12,000 people in 6 years, with more neighborhoods and cities on our waiting list. Our model works. Our children have grown an average of 2 reading levels, and they have shown great significance in areas of connectedness, education, health, and family support. We are able to do this for about $300 per person and $200,000 a location per year. Here's the thing. If we bring this to more families in Detroit, we can change population level statistics, increasing well-being, kindergarten readiness, and grade level reading. As Detroiters, I know this is what we all want, and your support can make this happen. Growing up, I never understood what or how I could shift things. I know now, and there's never been a clearer path forward in my life. I invite you to connect with Brilliant Detroit. Let's build communities where families come first, and zip codes do not dictate a child's future. Thank you.
I'm gonna read this.
Brilliant Detroit's mission is to help create kid success neighborhoods where all the kids and the families have what they need to be healthy, getting education and family support. We do that by getting houses in the middle of the neighborhood that we repurpose to really serve as a central hub.
We are young.
What we really want to do is accomplish what I would call population level growth. So grow enough where we can fundamentally change the statistics.
This is the most important work. It can make a vast and tremendous difference in the life of a child today.